Hello, beautiful souls. Victoria Amador here from Soul Healing Tribe. And today I'm going to be recording this exercise that we did in the dreams regression, nightmare, and trance regression training. And I forgot to record it. So I'm going to do it here and actually release it for the YouTube community that are always following and listening and tapping in and really vibing deep with us. So this is a little gift for all of you as well. So the prosperity and abundance, and I have some notes so that I don't forget the steps because I want to make sure that everybody gets the best out of this process. It's going to be an exercise, a prosperity and abundance process, so that you can understand some of the money blocks. So what you're going to need for this exercise is pen and paper. And those that are really into the spiritual side of things and that are really connecting with different energies to bring prosperity and abundance, I think sometimes we forget that there are things that we need to do in order for us to help our spirit team to help us get what we want, to manifest what we want. So let's keep that in mind for those that are thinking, why do I need to do an exercise when I can just ask an energy to help me? It doesn't work that way. The energies that are helping you need to see that you're putting from your part too, in order for them to help you get what you want. So it's a very collaborative process and you have to do your part. We don't just leave it up to any spirit guide to do what we need to do, because at the end of the day, this is our journey and we have to make sure that we are really doing our part to work together with our spirit team and our inner higher being to get what we need out of this experience, out of life. So the prosperity and abundance, when we think about that, I think a lot of people forget that not only is money and energy, is money brings such a frequency, it has a vibration, it has emotions attached to what it means to have the money, the financial freedom, whatever you need money for. It has an emotion attached to that experience. So when we think about emotion, energy, emotion, we are also can see that money, the frequency of money, the vibration of money is, if it's not flowing through you, that means that there is something blocking, whether it is you, an emotion, or something outside of you that may be blocking limiting beliefs, experiences from childhood that may be blocking this energy to flow through you so that you can manifest what you want. So when we think about energy and we think about the emotions, and we can even doing a quick exercise and feel, where do I feel that energy is coming up, just as you go down from the root all the way up to the crown. See where it stops. Like if it's a train and it has 7 stops, stop number 1, did it even take off? Stop number 2, the sacral. Number 3, the solar plexus. Number 4, the heart. Number 5, the throat. Number 6, the third eye. Number 7, the crown. Where is that train at this moment? Where do you feel the energy? Is it trying to take off, but it cannot take off? Feel where it feels that it's blocked, where it's not moving, the energy is not flowing. So when we think about money and the emotions surrounding money, receiving and using, being worthy of this money, of this abundance, based on the chakra that it is, it can also give you clues of where I have blocks that I need to work through to release so that I can let the energy flow of money, whether it is through jobs, business, passive income, whatever it may be, right? So we really have to go through that train. Where is the energy blocked? Where do you feel it the most? You know, sometimes it could be fear, not feeling good enough, feeling like a failure. Sometimes we work so hard and we're almost at the top of the tip of like going over to the next level, and then we're a little bit afraid or very afraid of failure. Perhaps it's anger and resentment, maybe, you know, feeling entitled. Sometimes that can also block the energy, feeling like a victim, like I have to rescue, or like I really have to make sure other people do their part. So I might be like the persecutor, where I'm like always attacking people. Maybe it is shame and guilt. So if, you know, like when we think about shame and guilt, maybe I grew up in a very poor environment, so having too little is what I got used to it. So there is shame about that, and that shame blocks my energy to flow and be able to manifest into what I want. So even coming from a very poor background can be a problem, or having too much on the other end of that. Or maybe when I was growing up, I had to steal money because we didn't have much. So there is guilt and shame in that experience. Maybe it's overspending because you need to fill the holes that you feel in your life. You know, this is something that happens a lot with people that I see, that sometimes they have to contemplate bankruptcy, and there is so much shame in is what, you know, like society, like, can I don't even know if I can do this because of, well, all that it implies that I'm a huge failure if I had to go through bankruptcy. Maybe there is sadness, grief, loss, like losing someone, not having someone growing up, or, you know, family divorce and something happened, and now you have mom is trying to make a means, and that can also affect the energy flow. So when we go through this exercise, there are things that I'm going to ask you to do as you contemplate on this that are going to feel a little heavy, to be honest, because when we do this morning exercise and we're going to uncover the limiting beliefs, the money beliefs that we have, you might think, oh, wow, I never thought of that. Or, yeah, that's the story of my life. So first, I want you to really quickly take a minute and write down the positive beliefs that you have about money, all the top 3 things or the top 5 things that come to you. And just pause the video here and take the moment to do that. And when you're done, come back and do the negative beliefs. Write the top 3 to 5 things. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is hard to get. Whatever it may be, just make sure that you get it on paper, because this is key to do this exercise. So as you're writing the positives, things that you believe about money, the things that family said when you were growing up, the things that you heard that were negative about money. Money is green, money is ugly, money is evil. So you're writing the positives and the negatives. And I'm sorry if I'm speeding through this, but I have to go soon. So I want to make sure that I give you the whole exercise. So once you have the positive and the negative emotions, the beliefs about money, money is used to help people. That's a positive one. Money is used to hurt people. That's a negative one. Money is evil. That's a negative one. Money is freedom. That's a positive one. So make sure that you get the positives, beliefs, and the negative beliefs. So that's step number 1. So another way to think about this is, when I was growing up, I heard money was blank, or money is blank. If you need a little bit of help, just use that statement and finish that sentence. I heard, when I was growing up, I heard money was or money is blank, and finish that sentence. And just take a couple of minutes to do that and pause the video. And when you're ready, come back. If you don't have those sentences, those beliefs, now once you have that, I want you to think about the emotion. I feel money is, what emotion comes to you? Think about emotion: happiness, sadness. Sometimes I feel stuck, I feel powerless, hopeless, I'm afraid I cannot generate this money, I'm feeling guilt, whatever it may be. Just write it down, just let it flow naturally. And now that you're older, that was, growing up, I heard that money was or money is, I feel about money X, Y, and Z. And now I want you to think, now that you're older, just write the first thing that comes immediately to you, whether it is one positive and one negative. The first thing that it comes to you when I ask you this question. Normally, now that I am older, I feel. And what is that core feeling about money? So normally, now that I'm older, I feel money is, or I feel about money in the blank. So now that I'm normally now in average day, what is the average core feeling that you have when you think about money? Now that I'm older, I feel sad about money, or I feel happy about money. I feel excited about money. I feel expansive about money, or I feel hopeless. I feel stuck. I feel trapped. Whatever words come to you, I feel anxious about money. I always have to be thinking about money and how to generate it. So it makes me anxious. I feel desperate, whatever it may be. Just make sure that you get that sentence. Now that I'm older, I feel whatever that blank is about money. So finish that sentence. And once you have that sentence, come back. So you have the positives and the negatives, and you have the emotions and the main average emotion. Now that I'm older, I feel hope or hopeless, sad or happy, whatever it may be about money. Now you have those three things. So now that you have all of those things and you have a pretty good idea of like what feelings are generated within you when you think about money, I want you to know a couple of things. When I ask you coming up, I'm going to give you based on your life path, but you're going to bring it back to the basic number. So if your life path is number 11, it's a number 2. You don't go over 10. So if your life path is number 22, you'll bring it to a 4. If your life path is number 33, you'll bring it to a 6. If you are life path 9, that's the basic number that you are. So when you think about, I want you to think about the life path number, that the basic birth number, and you get that number by adding the date that you were born, the month and the year. Whatever number you get, let's say it's 2000, well, that means it's a number 2. If it's the total combined is 43, that means it's a 7. So whatever number, the total number that you are based on your birthday, so you have the date of birth fully, you include the 19. So 1981, October, whatever, 11. So that means you're going to do October 11, which is 10, 11 plus 1981. So 10 plus 11 plus 1981, get that and reduce it to the basic number. So once you have that, or you can find a calculator online, life path calculator, and reduce it. If you get anything above 10, bring it back down to 1 through 9. So the basic number of those, whatever life path is. So the master numbers, you got to reduce it to the basic number. So if it's 11, that's 2, 22 is 4, and 33 is 6. Anything else is going to be 1 through 9. So you should be fine. So if you get 10, that means you're number 1. Okay. So once you have that number, I want you to consider, and this is based on evolutionary tarot, the number 1, 6, and 8 are called the root energy numbers. 1, 6, and 8. These people use money to bring the goal of money in their life, the frequency, the vibration of money in their life is going to be used to bring joy and happiness and health into their lives. They have to be able to use money to generate joy, happiness, and health, and really feeling good about their bodies, their environment, the family, and so on. So normally the challenges with the root numbers 1, 6, and 8 is that they have a lot of mother issues. So these people might be having ancestral traumas with the mother, whether it is mother, grandmother, great grandmothers, or the whole family line of mothers. So these people are going to have mother related issues that are going to prevent them from tapping into the consciousness of money, because they have to heal first the mother challenges, that the wounds that they have, the mother wounds that they have. So normally these people use money to hide their emotions. And what that means is that they're using the energy of money to hide what they need to feel, because they don't want to be vulnerable. And because of that, it blocks the flow of money. They cannot generate the money that they want to, or they generate it and something abrupt happens, and then the energy of money gets really stuck until they start working on the mother related issues. And normally they have a lot of they have a lot of shadows of manipulating, and they really have a hard time with rejection. So they might find that they have codependency issues, and that they want to do so much for other people so that they can see that they can be valuable to other people. So they're afraid of others being loved more than they are, because they already have those wounds that they were not loved as much as they think that they should have, or that they needed to be. So these people are going to allow the shadow aspect to feel a lot of pain that is going to really make them feel unworthy, unvaluable, especially as it relates to mother related issues. So they might even have fertility problems because of these wounds. So the way to start working on this shadow is to allow themselves to really feel and believe that every pain that they experience leads them to more compassion for themselves, for others, because they really need to be more compassionate with themselves and others, because normally they can use a lot of energy of like energy of frustration, anger, rage, just really feelings of injustice, and they use that to sometimes manipulate the situation. So you want to work with the shadow aspect to release those things, and is really tapping into the feeling and the inner knowing that every pain leads me to more compassion for myself and others. Now, if you have the basic number 2, 5, or 9, you're going to have the energy of the portals. The portals in the voluntary tarot is these people that need to use the frequency of money, the vibration of money, to really learn, to really dive deep into secrets. They might be into the occult. They might be really tapping into, like, why does this work? They have a lot of curiosity, and they block the energy of money a lot of the time because they use, the energy of money is supposed to be used to illuminate their brain in the third eye and their mind. So sometimes what happens is that they have a lot of, normally these people, because of the energy of 1 is they have the wounds of the mother. The number 2 are going to have, in this part of the tarot, in evolutionary, oh my God, am I saying that right? You know what I'm saying? In the voluntary tarot, the shadow here is with the father. So not only they might have some issues with the mother, minimal, but the father challenges is going to be a little more amplified. So the energy here is of the ones, and these people are going to have a lot of, the father energy is more aggressive, is more passionate. So they're going to be using the frequency of money, and they might become obsessed with power, with money. They might even have a lot of issues with lying, and the reason why they lie, though, is not because they want to lie to hurt other. They want to lie to prevent other from being hurt. So they might overdo it a little bit sometimes. So they lie to prevent from feeling like they're failing others. So they want to fulfill the expectations of others to the point that they will do white lies or big lies. So the expectations here that they have leads to a lot of competition and even envy and jealousy. So these people might have core deep wounds with jealousy and envy and feeling overly competitive, because they have to really heal the fear of being judged. These people really have a problem with that at many deep levels. So if you're number 2, 5, or 9, you're going to really want to work on father related issues, competitive issues, jealousy, envy, and just really working with the shadow aspect of every mistake that I make, everything that feels like I fucked it up, I fail, I don't know why I did that. Every mistake, maybe you feel like a loser. Every mistake that I made leads me to pure light within me to discover my inner truth. So they might have the third eye blocked and the throat and the crown blocked if they really aren't working yet on this, because the lies is here, no, but the power is in the solar plexus. So these people have a lot of things to work through because they need to find their own light. So if you are a number 2, 5, or 9, that means that you are one of these portal people that can travel to interdimensional travel and through the astro and all of that. And you're seeking to eliminate and to find your truth, because sometimes it feels like it's not there. So with the next people, 3, 4, and 10s, these people are the winged people, and they have so much creativity and passion within them. They really become free. And not only they have the energy of the father and the mother, because the 3 and 4, the 3, before the 3 you have the father and the mother already, but now you have the extra issue of, can I be my authentic self? Can I let creation flow through me? Can I be expansive? And sometimes it's blocked, especially in the solar plexus, because of additions and feelings of disconnection, feeling like, what is the point of this experience? So the shadow here is normally to control other people. And if you control other people, it's because you feel like you have to be the one to control them. So these people, the number 10 people, have some qualities of the number 1. So if you're number 10, if your birthday comes to a number 10 or number 1, look between the root and the wings and see where are things there that you need to work through, because you might have a lot of control issues and you might feel like people can only be happy when I'm happy. And you do this unconsciously. It's not like you do it consciously, right? So here, the shadow aspect that you can work on releasing by saying, I accept the changes, because these people have so much control issues that change is very difficult for them if they're living in the shadow form of the winged people. So if you're in the shadow, that means that you're going to have control issues, manipulation issues, and you're going to be so afraid of change because it has to be on your terms. So you have to let it go. You have to start working on accepting that change happens for your highest good. So that is something that you can say, I open myself to the possibilities, to unexpected changes. Just let it flow through you. Now, the number 7s are on their own category, and these people really are coming here to experience what it feels like to be in this reality and to use the energy of money to experience life. But the thing is that a lot of the time they become shopaholics because they want things, material things, but they don't invest in experiences, gliding, scuba diving, hiking, whatever it may be, traveling. These people really need to travel and discover other people, cultures, and so on, because there is so much there for them. So if you're number 7, if your basic number is 7, that means that you need to invest in experiences, going to the park, going to the beach, going to the mountains, going to the river, really meeting other people, other cultures, and using that money to bring you joy and happiness through the experiences that you invest in. So these people sometimes can be a little selfish. They have to work on feeling like, I don't belong here. The collective is not my problem. This universe, this planet is, like sometimes these people feel very disconnected. So you need to work on immersing yourself in the experience of the collective by traveling, experiencing other people, joining different groups, just really connecting with different people and their energy. So one of the things that you can say here is that every challenge leads me to new treasures of understanding my sense of belonging in this collective consciousness. And I love that shadow sentence that you can say to start working on this energy of releasing. So how would I use this knowledge? Is one of the things that you can really do is, when you start understanding, do I have mother issues, father issues, a combination of both? Am I using money to hoard things, or am I living life? And if you have any other things that makes you feel like the money, like the train is stuck in 1, 2, 3, or whatever number in that train that we mentioned before, you can, let's say, for example, Sometimes we have mother issues because we're not respecting and really understanding that no, sometimes we have to see the soul behind the physical self. So I'm going to invite you to do something that it's going to feel a little uncomfortable for some of you. I just want you to try it. And I know some of you are going to hate me for this, but I really have to do it for those people that are ready. So when I ask you to do the following thing, I want you to contemplate that when I ask you to surrender in front of the soul of your father or mother, and the energy of money. Now, remember the spirit of money. Everything, even in the occult, in spiritual practices, we know that everything has anima, everything has a spirit. Collectively, we have given a spirit to the money, what represents money, whether it is positive or negative. It has that polarity, the good and bad. Everything has a polarity. Which part we really tap into is going to depend on the limiting beliefs that we have, the emotions that we carry. So I want you to close your eyes and put the energy of money in front of you and notice what that energy is like. What do you feel when you put that energy, that spirit of money in front of you? Do you feel comfortable or not? Do you feel afraid or not? Do you feel hopeless or not? Do you feel excited, expansive? What do you feel? Really tap into that. And I want you to contemplate that the collective as a whole has given so much power to the spirit of money. All the emotions that we have, imagine like a filter, like a vacuum being sucked from the collective consciousness, and it creates this spirit. And if you are in the positive side of this energy is going to be very like a servant to you, like I'm here to support you. But if it's not in the positive light, it's going to be an enemy. It's going to be someone that you have challenges with, that you struggle and you're bumping head to head all the time. So as you contemplate on seeing this energy of the spirit of money, notice, are you fighting constantly, or are you working in a partnership with this energy? It's going to be either or. And sometimes, depending on what phase of our life, we could go back and forth between fighting and being partners. But at this very moment, which one is it? And as you contemplate on that and get that answer for yourself, I want you to consider also that when I'm going to ask you to surrender before the soul of your mother, I'm asking you to express deep, deep humility, reverence, submission to the soul of your mother, not the physical person, okay? The soul of the person is a very highly evolved being that is in this body for a purpose, a mission, a lesson that it needs to learn. But at the highest level, this soul is pure light, is source, is part of source, is love, is beauty, is kindness, compassion. So when I ask you to surrender before your soul, the soul of your mother, I'm asking you to surrender before the souls of all the mothers in your family line, the grandmothers, great grandmothers, going back through time, and really feeling that humility and letting them show you what they need to show you when you surrender and bow to the energy of the mothers in the family line. And the same thing is going to happen when you surrender to the father line. You are surrendering to all the masculine energies through time and space, and you're really collapsing it in front of you as by using the father archetype that is your father here now. But you're really tapping into a next level of creation, the soul at the highest level. And these forces of the mother and the father also are represented within you. So you're also bowing to yourself, to your feminine and masculine, and you're really being humble. And you're going to basically ask your spirit to have the kindness, compassion, and humility to surrender so that the mother archetype can teach you the mission that it has in your life for this life, and that the father archetype can teach you the mission that it has for your life in this life. And you're also going to surrender to the mission of money in your life so that it can teach you what it needs to teach you for your life path mission in this life. So this is very deep, very emotional surrender. It could be extremely difficult for some people and very easy for others. Don't judge yourself. It is what it is. Just allow it to happen naturally. I really want you to feel what it feels to surrender, to let go, to really be able to say in your mind or even out loud, Mother, I surrender before you. Father, I surrender before you. Money, the spirit of money, I surrender before you and to the teachings that you have to teach me, your mission in my life. And I am open and willing to receive that now. And just let it come to you. Let the experience come. Imagine the mother, imagine the father, imagine the spirit of money, and bow to each one of them as you said, Mother, I surrender before you. And then you turn, and Father, I surrender and respect you. I surrender to the mission that you have in my life. So basically what you're saying is you're surrendering to the mission that the mother has in your life, the lessons that she had to teach you for you to find your own inner power. So Mother, I see you, I surrender before your soul, and I'm open to receiving any further lessons that you have for me in this life. And then you turn to your Father and you do the same thing. Father, I surrender before your soul. I respect and honor you, and I'm open to the teachings that you have for me in this life. And then you turn to the spirit of money and you see the image of this energy of money and you bow. I, money, spirit of money, I surrender before you the mission that you have in my life, and receive what that mission is. What is it that all of these archetypes have to teach you about money, about yourself, what they represent in your life? Perhaps your inner power, your inner knowing, your truth, your sense of worthiness, of beauty, of belonging, and so on. So I'm going to leave it here for now. I want to thank you. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.